Hello there. Welcome to the Think Rugby podcast. Long time no see. Well, of course yourself, but even long time no see to Andy. Happy New Year, Andy. How are you doing?
Happy New Year's, Av. I'm full of the cold, so I feel absolute shit. How about you?
All right, you look at it as well. I'm doing well. I'm not full of the cold. Actually, speaking of cold, it is bloody cold outside. Snow, wind, rain, the lot, all in one. It's absolutely mental. Let us know what it's like where you're at in your region. Audience, Andy, don't really care what it's like. I know you're in Shetland, so it's going to be absolutely Baltic, no matter what season it is. Actually, Andy, is it that bad, or are you just kind of being a bit of a pussy about it?
No, it is pretty bad, yeah.
Oh dear. Well, anyway, that doesn't stop the show. We need to move on. We need to carry on, starting with the Guess Who. So when we left off, I was just a couple points ahead. Literally just a couple points ahead. I kind of pulled away for a while, but back quite on even playing ground. So we'll see how it unfolds in 2025. Getting ever closer to that forfeit and the dip in the North East Sea. So thankfully we will avoid it in the winter time and hopefully into the spring. But we'll see how we go. I'll go first this time. I'll do my character first, and then you do your player next. So, number 1, age is 21.
Yeah, you've got me stumped already. Sam Pendergast.
Incorrect. Nationality, number 2, Australian.
See, can't remember his name, but that was him that got sent off for an HIA against Scotland. He had a bit of a scrap with Tupolotu. What's his name again? Suali?
Fuck's sake. Bugger. Yeah, Suali. Congrats. First name, Joseph Suali, 21-year-old. Current club, New South Wales Waratahs, which is in Australia, of course. Position, centre, particularly outside centre, and caps, 5 caps, and 0 points for Australia so far. But I think he's had 2 or 3 assists. What an absolute ball. He's got a bright future ahead of him. Might mention him later in the episode. Okay then, Andy, go on in.
Okay, so the age of my guy is 26.
Marcus Smith.
Incorrect. The nationality of my player is England, or English.
I thought when you cracked a little smile there. Ben Errol.
Incorrect. The club this guy plays for is Bath.
So the thing is, there's a lot of English players in Bath, right? I'm going to assume he's a back, so I'm going to go. I'm torn between 2 players, so I'll go for one of them. We'll go for Will Muir.
Incorrect. Position, so clue number 4 is flanker.
Right. Who have I got? If you're 26, I really don't think Sam Underhill's 26. Alfie Barbary is younger than me, so it can't be him. Other boy South African, is he not? Or is he a second row player? I'm going to go Sam Underhill.
Incorrect.
Go on then.
And clue number 5, he's made 0 caps for his country, to the best of my knowledge.
You dick. Right, for England, right. Who else is there? What embarrassing seeing how I say I support Bath. This is when I say I support Bristol now. It can't be Alfie Barbary because he doesn't. He's younger than me. Can't be 26. Are you sure you got the age right?
Yeah.
Are you positive?
I am sure.
Oh my god. You know what? I think I'm just going to have to submit this week. It's just poor.
I'll give you another clue so you can get half a point. He played at the weekend. Started, rather, for Bath. Okay, so for the grand total of zeros, the name of this guy is Miles Reid.
Of course, yeah. He's one of them. You know what? Like, he's never been close to the England setup. Never even been close. Yeah, I've seen him, heard him before. Been playing a couple of times. I think he was actually in the squad when I went to watch Bath play Saturdays, but of course I wasn't paying enough attention to him in particular. But it's what it is. So you got 4 there. Fuck's sake! I need to start being more brutal with you. I think you've actually taken the lead now, but hey, it'll come in waves. My time will come again. Never mind. Right, moving on from that. So also let us know in the comments when you got what point you got the answer, the correct answer. If you got the correct answer, unlike me, who's a fucking idiot. Right, moving on though. 1872 Cup. It did happen a couple of weeks ago, but never mind. We've not been recording, so we've got to quickly discuss it just now. In terms of Scottish success, very, very successful, if you ask me, being honest. Were the games up to par? Well, it depends who you ask. I think for the majority, no. But we'll quickly digest that just now. I'll let you kick off, Andy, and see how we go.
Well, in terms of the differences between the two games, the scoreline was 1. Glasgow battered Edinburgh in the first game at Hampden. 2 Pilotu was, pulling the strings and everything, I thought, very well. The second game, similar, massive crowd. I think there was over 40,000 tickets bought for the game at Murrayfield. We've seen the return of Hamish Watson. And, completely different game. The forwards bossed it for Edinburgh, but it needed to be that. They needed to get a reaction.
Wasn't quite to be for Edinburgh. Well, I wouldn't say I'm afraid. They've not been. I'm actually surprised they've won. I just think Glasgow had an off day, being honest. Could they put up a stronger side? Maybe here and there individual players, but the Glasgow was so strong they should be seen past Edinburgh. One thing I'll ask is the eventer in prop for Edinburgh. When is he eligible to play for Scotland? Because he's actually, to be fair to him, he's a sturdy player. He gets tries, which is good. Okay, a couple of them in the first game, anyways, was just a pick and go. But you know what? I actually think he's one of the, in the URC, one of the best props, being perfectly honest. And I'm not just saying that from a biased point of view, because he's not playing for Scotland yet. But I genuinely think he's like a shining light in a shit situation for Edinburgh Rugby. There's a few players like that, but individually great, as a team not so good. But when you're playing, I wouldn't say playing with shit, because Edinburgh aren't shit. They're just very, very off form just now. Could be certain things like the coach not to blame for that. But when you're a shining light in an off form team, you do stick out like a sore thumb, and then you possibly do look better. But at the same time, I still think he probably deserves a chance if the time comes, when the time comes. With this eligibility rule now, it could be a while, but hey, never mind. It's something to look forward to from a Scottish perspective. I think in terms of Glasgow, I don't know. I think they'll be disappointed, especially when they'll be going for their back-to-back URC wins, which is a very, very tough task. And if you had to do that, you've got to beat, or certainly see off teams such as Edinburgh, getting bonus points against Edinburgh, which they'll a losing bonus point, which because they lost within 3 or 7, I think it was 3 points the difference?
Yeah, 3-point difference.
It was a very low scoring game as well. Glasgow usually score 2 tries a game. I think they just got penalties, or they got 1 try at the very most. Very, very unlike them, which I think would be a bit of a worry. See how they get on, the start of 2025, hopefully off to a bang. But yeah, I think in terms of from a Scottish perspective, success-wise, it was a success. 40,000 seat sales. I think was that between the 2 games, or was that just the game up? The first game was at Hampden, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, and the second game was at Murrayfield, I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the The first game, I think, was north of 27,000 seats. It was maybe, I can't remember exactly how much it was, but just about more than half Hampden sold out, and something like 4 times the capacity of Scottstown sold out as well.
That's really good, because like, if you think, the only other team that really can match that is, or like Derby that can match that, is probably the Leinster vs Munster game.
I think that's a different ballpark because they sold out Croke Park, and that's like 80,000 seats.
Yeah, but that's because they live and breathe. But for the matter of fact is, in comparison, it's pretty good for Scottish rugby to be able to sell 4,000. It could be on for a record actually for a club game. I'll have to fact check that, but it'll probably be very, very close, or in recent times anyway. But I don't know. Have you ever been to an 1872 cup match? I've never, but I'd love to go to one.
Yeah, I'm the same. I've never been, but yeah, who knows? Maybe in the future, the SRU might send us down there to do some pitch side analysis.
100% not, if they've been watching the podcast for the past few weeks. Definitely not.
Oh, well, it might not be the SRU, but Premier Sports might send us down.
You never know. What a laugh that would be. But no, I'd like to go, to be fair. I've been to Scotland, I've been to Murrayfield plenty for, not for Edinburgh, but for Scotland, but I've been to Scotland for Glasgow, and you know what, it's actually a really good atmosphere, so maybe I have to look into that into the future. If you'd like to go, drop us a ticket, please, because I'm skint and I would really like to go. But okay, so moving on, I'm just going to briefly go over it. So Bath, they're cooking just now, like the top of the Gaelic Premiership. Is it a surprise based off the calibre of their team? No, I'm not going to lie. They've been pretty shit hot. Russell has been pulling the strings very well. Again, they've got 2 extremely talented wingers in Will Muir and Cockney Singer. You've got the centres, Redpath. I mean, Ollie Lawrence, I would say he's, once again, one of England's better players. Lions quality, maybe, I don't know, maybe a squad player at best, but club level, he's absolutely phenomenal, and he's alright for England. Not stellar, but he's alright. So Bath, I'm not surprised they're top. Second place are Bristol, who have been going a bit back and forth. The game I went to see Bears play Leinster, didn't do too well. They got quite convincingly beat. Then they bounced back, and then they played. I just knock at my door. Then they bounced back. Then again they go and play Surrey's at the weekend just past, and then they go drop points again. So from like Bristol, they come in waves. They go in waves between success and just not putting the performance in that's needed, which is a shame. You don't want a kind of inconsistent team, but they're still second in the league. I mean, Surrey's resurgence. I mean, I thought for a while they were getting beat far too easy, and with the squad they've got, that shouldn't be happening. But again, Surrey's now sitting third. Last time I checked, could be a bit different now. But again, up there in competition for when the playoffs come, they'll be right up knocking on the door, along with Bears and Bath. Now, I did say at the start of the season, I think there was going to be Bristol, there was going to be Bath, there was going to be Saracens, and I also said Sale Sharks as well. Sale Sharks are still in the mix, but I don't know. I don't know if they're going to do it. It's so tight this year, like unbelievably tight. Even down at the relegation zone, whether that's going to come into play or not eventually. But down at the bottom, it is very, very tight. Newcastle have been getting points. They've been scoring a lot more than they used to. Exeter's been a bit hit or miss. They're getting slowly better. Gloucester are still getting better. So it is becoming very, very competitive down there. And I've been seeing them nicking some points which they wouldn't have done last year. So, hey, who knows? But I think the top 3 is looking like Bath, Surreys and Bears. And then that 4th place spot for the final playoff spot is up for grabs for at least 3 or 4 different teams just now, if they could end up being more come the end of the season. So yeah, Gaelic Premiership's in a really good state just now. We'll see how much teams get affected come the Six Nations. I think quite a lot. Some of the teams heavily depends, likes of Saracens, what they did before, used to depend on England quite a lot. I think some of the Bath players will get drafted away, not just from England but also from Scotland as well, which will affect them too. So it could open up opportunities for the likes of Sale Sharks to climb, because Sale have very few players in the team. Maybe Roebuck at best will get into the squad. And yeah, I think, to be fair, the only player I could think of really is Roebuck that could possibly get into the England squad. And even then, that's not a certainty, because England are so blessed with their backs, especially in the back three. So we'll see. But that was my predictions, and I still kind of stand by it, especially given the Six Nations coming up, and I think they will pounce on that chance. So going on to that, we'll hopefully do a nice little segue into the Six Nations. Speaking of which, not long away, but what is it, a month away? Just over a month away.
First game kicks off Friday the 31st of January, so not far away at all.
It's quite early. It's not usually in January, but I guess it's just the way the weekends.
Yeah, just the way the calendar sets in this year.
So what I've done is I don't know if you've written down, but you can completely wing it here. It's not that difficult over Andy. I've done winner, wooden spoon, and surprise team or surprise nation. So I'll let you go. I'll go first. I'll let you go after. So my winner, I've went with Ireland. Maybe a very, very boring choice for the Six Nations, but I think they'll win it. It'll be the third time in a row that I've won it. Yes, it'll be the third time in a row, but I just think they're still too strong, being perfectly honest. Will they get a Grand Slam? Maybe. It'd be absolutely comical if they do, because imagine being like one score away from getting a triple Grand Slam, and just because of Marcus Smith drop goal losing to England in the last minute has spoiled your opportunity to go back to back Grand Slams. Magic if you ask me. But I think it'll be Ireland. How about yourself?
I don't think Ireland will win it. I think in the mix you've got the only thing that's making me think that Ireland will, there's two things that I think that will make them potentially win the tournament. The first one is the form of Leinster. They've won every single game in the URC. I'm unsure about their form in Europe. I've not checked it back yet. But I think they've more or less gotten every single point that they could have done in the URC. The second thing is, they're pretty well established. Them and France is like the top dogs in the Six Nations. Certainly since the last, not the French World Cup, but the World Cup in Japan, I think, before that. So that's the only reason I would think Ireland would be in the mix. For me, it's pretty much France or Scotland. I think if France don't win it, Galtier will be gone. And if Scotland don't win it, then I don't think they'll ever fucking win it. But who knows? Yeah,
for Scotland, it's now or never. I think we can sing that to the rooftops. I think everybody knows it. Been saying it for the past 3-4 years. It's now or never. But I generally think it is now or never. But I think Ireland will do it. Wooden spoon.
Oh, that'll be Wales.
Easy. Yeah, moving on. Easy enough. What about your surprise team?
Surprise team for me will probably be England. I think they will click up a few gears, but I don't think that they'll be in the mix for winning it. You were on about a Grand Slam. The only team I see winning a Grand Slam would probably be France. Other than them, no, I can't see anybody winning a Grand Slam.
I think England will be a surprise team, being honest. They have gotten so much better. Being honest, they have gotten better. They've not seen games out, but there's got to come a time where they will, and I think it's very, very close. And when you've got a couple of games such as Italy and Wales, you're going to guaranteed bigger scorelines. Scotland, I don't think Scotland will bottle it, but you never know what will happen. We'll have to see what kind of squads to put out. I mean, they won't have Faye Boso, which is a massive shame for them, because he sort of carried them some games. Not completely, but he fairly made a big impact in certain games last season, and also in the Autumn Nations League. The shoulder out for the whole tournament. Shit for them is what it is. Hopefully Scotland can completely pounce in that come cup. But it's a big blow. But I mean, England's got about 50 quality wingers or back three players, so I'm sure they'll be fine. They should be well covered. They've got Lex of Freeman. They've got Roebuck can come in. They've got Ollie Slightholme. Oh me, it doesn't stop. Cock and a Singer, Will Muir. They don't even get a sniff in the England squad. So it could be a chance for somebody to get some quality game time, and I'm sure they'll be fine in that department. Olafeo Bosso is quality, and he would actually be when he wouldn't be one of the first names on my Lions kind of touring team, but I definitely think he will be in the squad, the extended squad for the Lions when it comes. Speaking of another segue, the Lions, that's coming up as well this summer. I mean, I'd love to go, but I'm not. But I would love to. I'm eyeing up Australia, but that's 2027 for World Cup, but maybe not 2025. Lions to Australia. How do you think it's going to go? Just so far after everything. I mean, I guess you can base it off the Autumn Nation series.
Yeah, I mean, the cop-out answer is 2-1, so I'm not going to give a cop-out answer. I would say 3-0, but it won't be as easy as thought of 6 months ago.
Okay, well, I'm going to give a cop-out answer because I was going to say 2-1. To the Lions, though. I think it would be 2-1.
Oh, yeah, it'll be a Lions win, yeah.
You would like to think. You're right in what you say, though. It's not going to be as easy as we thought, especially 6 months ago. They've gotten a lot better. Gotten like Sesu Ali. I mean, absolutely played a blinder getting him from the NRL over to play rugby union. Might get a couple more, probably not by the time the Lions happen, but in the future. So I'm really excited for it. So, I know it's not everybody's flavour, not everybody's cup of tea, the Lions, because I don't know, just because it's like a mix of players, and a lot of players get left out, probably deserve to go, and some go more off popularity and what nation they come from, more than merit. Of course, we've got Andy Farrell as a coach, so we'll see how many players from Ireland go over, probably to enhance Ireland's chances and improve Ireland's skills, but hey, you just never know. It might just end up being a training exercise for a lot of Irish players. That's my worry. But nevertheless, this is our podcast, this is our opinions. So I've got a list of our top five players, or the first 5 players that I would have on the plane to go to Australia. I'll let you go first, though, because I think you got your 5 as well.
Yeah, so I went with 3 backs and 2 forwards, so I'll go with the forwards first. Van der Fleer of Ireland, and then also Tad Byrne, also of Ireland.
Alright. Interesting. I've got 2 forwards, but I want to leave one of my forwards till the end. One of my forwards I've got is Caelan Doris.
Okay.
I think,
yeah.
Because he can play at flanker, but also he's a quality number 8. And I don't think there's any other number 8s that can kind of match how good he is. When it comes to flanker, very, very competitive position, which is why I wasn't too sure on Van der Fleer, being honest. And then Tide Byrne, yeah, he can cover a second row flanker, which is why I think he'll be going. I've not got him on my list though. But for Alex and Van der Fleer, again, he'll be one that will go, I feel, but I think possibly it'll be more of a conversation about whether he's going to go or not. I think he definitely will go, but it'll be a conversation whether he starts or whether he's a squad player on the bench. Maybe unpopular opinion that, but it's just me. I've went for backs. I've got Jamison Gibson Park at 9. I've gone Finn Russell at 10. And I've gone Sione Tuipulotu at 12. And that's my 3 backs. So 2 Scottish, and so far 2 Scottish and 2 Irish. What about yourself, Nick?
I also went with Russell and Tuipulotu, and then I also added Hugh Jones.
So there's a fair Scottish bias here between the 2 of us. But hey, I'm all for it. You know what? I think this Hugh Pilotu, the Jones and Tuipulotu, I think they've got to try it. I think both of them will go. I mean, it does say a lot. A lot of people think Tuipulotu's the best centre in the world just now, which I would fully agree about. I think he's in much better form than Mundy Aki. I just fear about the kind of bias that's going to happen with Andy Farrell picking Aki. Same with Finn Russell. I think they might even pick Pendergast.
No.
They will. There's been a lot of word of it.
Pendergast has got no Lions test match experience.
I guess, but you could say the same about Tuipulotu. And well, I mean, just wait till I give you my 5th one. I'm not giving you my little surprise one yet either. I've went with number 4. Well, on my list, number 4 just might be my last guy. Finn Baxter of England. What is he? 20, 21-year-old. I'm telling you, he is incredible. You might not watch I know you don't watch too much. I know you watch here and there, but of the Golden Premiership. But Finn Baxter is an absolute weapon. He should have started a lot of these Stop sighing. You should have watched a lot of these Automation Steve's games when he was coming on. I know he was in comparison with like Dan Cole and Joe Marler, he's leaps and bounds over them. But there's a reason why at such a young age England are depending on him. Not just because England front rows are shit, but he's honestly like fearsome. Fearsome strong. And it is looking good for England moving forward. We say about progression and them getting all these young players in and trusting the process. He's 100% part of that, and I think he'll be in the front row for England for years to come. And I think he should probably go on the Lions tour the way he's been playing, and even at club level.
No, fair enough. Yeah.
What about front row for yourself? I mean, I was tempted to put Xander Fagerson, but once again, with the bias of Farrell, well, we're just assuming there's going to be a bias, but under the assumption of that, I feel Ty Furlong will go. I don't know why you folk would think Furlong to start, because one, I don't think he's been world class for about 3 years. Two, he's been injured quite a bit. And three, he is getting on. He is getting on quite a bit.
Well, I mean, folks said the same thing, albeit in a completely different position about Stuart Hogg. But for me, Hogg, I would say that was the last of his kind of great level of rugby he ever played. Was in the 2021 Lions tour in South Africa.
Same about Ali Price, funnily enough.
Ali, it's just not. No, let's not bring him up. I'm ill enough. Let's not bring up Ali Price. I'm ill enough.
No, I'm telling you, Ali Price, honestly, 2021 Lions tour, he was absolutely incredible, which is crazy to think because it was a South Africa tour, but he was on there. Did he get called up? I think he got called up actually. I can't remember actually, but he was there and he did very, very well, and that was his best rugby playing days. Since then, he's just had a downward kind of spiral, which is a shame, but it's what it is, I guess. But so my top five, yeah, like I say, is Tuipulotu, Doris, Russell, Baxter, and Gibson Park. Let us know in the comments what you think. Maybe you might agree with me about Finn Baxter. I'm very impressed with him. Andy, not so much, but leave a comment what you think your top five will be. I'm actually really interested to know. Eventually we'll do like a starting 15 and maybe actually go over like a squad, like maybe not do the full squad but do like forwards 1 week and then backs the next week. But it'll be really, really interesting come the time, especially after the Six Nations. It's going to really, really shape it up and make people convinced with who's going to go and who's not going to go. Okay then, right. That's all for me this week. What about yourself, Andy? Anything else to add apart from you want to go back to your bed and sulk and suffer?
Yeah, be sure to check out all the links in the description.
Yep. On Twitter, or I keep saying Twitter, it's X. On X at Think Rugby Podcast, at Andy Moe on X as well. Also on TikTok at Think Rugby. The followers are climbing. They're getting there. And also follow us on YouTube. Suggest to a friend, share to a friend. Thank you very much, guys. That's all from me. I think that's all from Andy. See you in the next episode, guys. Hopefully Andy feels better. See you later.